Ladies and gentlemen, we are live in Hobe Sound. Round robin number 2, 64 hitters in the open division today. We're going to drop it down to 32 tomorrow, down to 16, and then we will have one champion here. Huge field for a tour event. So tip of the cap to GF Sports and Entertainment World Lawn Drive for bringing in the longest hitters of the golf ball on the planet. We saw Colton Casto not too long ago sweep the set. Him and Greg Nall looked great. Colton going win. And now we have Kyle Berkshire, the 2019-2021 world champion, world number 1 in slot number 1. And Maurice Allen is supposed to be in slot 2, but we have not seen Maurice as of yet. Victor Bourget, as I call him. Victor Bourget in slot number 3, and then Andrew Carver in slot 4. These guys have had about close to 4 weeks to make changes. Yeah. So this set, we're going to key in on Kyle Berkshire and see what modifications he has made. I know he's working on launch and spin. He worked really, really hard over the last 4 weeks to get prepared for this event.
And they've gotten to have some time to kind of work with this new ball by Bridgestone, which is, from what I've heard, has flown at least 5 yards, a little bit further than competitors. So obviously it's different from what they're used to. And so getting a hold of that.
So I know what Kyle really worked on was spin and height.
Yeah. He
was hitting at 240, 50, 60 feet in the air and with no spin. So his golf ball, he's, putting up massive numbers as far as ball speed goes. Like you said, he's not too far away from the 240 club, which Sebastian Twaddell ended up going 240 mile per hour last week. But
do you think we'll see a 240 today?
No. No, this is a marathon. I would say you get some balls in play. We might see a 230. Ryan Gregnall went 229.7. Kyle Berkshire in slot number 1. He's got a little bit of Army golf right now. He has 2 OB rights and then OB left. And looking at his ball speed there is 222 mile per hour. So
yeah, he's hit 3 balls. He kind of has a feel of what his swing is looking like, what it's doing, and so it'll be interesting to see what he does on these last 3.
Yep. This one's flirting down the left side. Yeah, Kyle Berkshire at 223.1 mile per hour, but look at the club speed, 157.6.
That's incredible.
He's moving it right now. 2,800 spin. Still working on a number. Victor Bourget, still with no marks. Andrew Carver in the lead as of right now at 305. And Maurice Allen, once again, we have not seen Maurice today as of yet.
That one might just hang in there. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit here. The ground's a little bit drier than it was this morning. We had some dew, and so it'll be interesting to see how ball flights, how the ball reacts to the ground changes as the day goes on.
But Andrew Carver right now is in the lead at 305.
Like we said, you never know what can happen on the grid. You never know what number you can win with, and Andrew Carver just won with a 305.
Yep. Sometimes you just got to show up and,
show up and knock it in the grid.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sure these guys will go back to the range. The range is just nearby. This is a beautiful, beautiful setup that they have here at Hobe Sound Polo Club. These guys will probably just go back right down the way and kind of figure some things out, tweak a little bit for that next set.
We saw a couple guys go OB in the first group of hitters. Bryce Verplank had 2 OB sets, but he ended up getting in at 500 points. So OB sets are not as bad currently, especially if you're as fast as Kyle and these guys that are in the 220s and 230s. But you do want to hit a lot of balls in play, and get a feel for this grid. And but Andrew Carver, 305 takes it down. Victor Bourget still waiting on a number. Right, that's not confirmed, but I was watching Victor's a couple of them.
All right,
there you go. 316 takes down the win at 316. if you're tuning in for the first time, 350 yards is the number. You got to carry it about 350 yards in order to get some decent rollout, and we saw the longest drive of the day from Ryan Gregnall at 378 yards. Colton Casto once again sweeps his first group of hitters. He did that in Mesquite as well. He ended up getting 5 wins in a row. So Colton Casto was on autopilot, hitting a bunch of balls in play, which was nice to see. And, Colton's dispersion was extremely tight, not too much movement right to left. And once again, a kid that's got a chance to put himself in the driver's seat to win, every event that he enters. He's got a lot of final eights, and, good start to the tournament for Colton Casto.
It was really fun watching him put a lot of balls in the grid, and the more balls you put in the grid, the bigger opportunity you have to at least have some success to make it to the round of 32s. So
and the good thing about hitting a lot of balls in play as well is the fact that you can go back and look at these broadcasts if you're a hitter and say, oh, I was hitting it 200 feet in the air. I felt like I hit that good, and that went 375, and then I hit one 366 that was faster ball speed, but it was lower flight or vice versa. So they can start keying in on what ball flight works for them on this grid. So there is a premium of hitting golf balls in play. So you can make adjustments. So Rob Tietmeyer here in slot number 1, he's going to put on a clinic. He's going to hit probably 5 out of 6 balls in play. And this sets up great for his cut. He'll aim down that left side of the grid and hit a nice little cut. Rob Tietmeyer finished in the top 8 at the World Championships in 2019. We have Mark Costello, one of the fastest guys on the planet. Really, really good hitter. Goes deep in tournaments as well. And Costello's the type of guy, similar to like a Gregnall, they just got to put balls in play. When they put balls in play, they put up humongous numbers. So that's what I'm going to be looking for from Costello, because he is susceptible from time to time to go OB. But a guy that, he's never out. He's a 6-ball master. He said a bunch of balls in play, on his 6th ball.
It's always fun to see Rob. I love that he has his hat turned backwards, because that's the type of guy that he is. He's really chill, very kind, and, yeah, he's got 2 little girls that we hope to see out here one day.
It's home game for Rob Tietmeyer as well. He's a South Florida boy. Daniel Owen ended up winning yesterday, gotten an exemption.
Yep.
So he's at 323. Still working on a number from Costello.
Rob putting another one in play. Silky smooth swing here.
Oh, yeah. Right now, just based off of pure speed alone, Costello just needs to hit a decent ball in play, and he should be in the 360s.
Easily.
Yeah.
I was just talking to some of the guys on the range, asking how they're going to set up for their kind of game plan for this. And you have some guys that know how fast they can swing, and their goal is just to hit some in the grid. You've got others that are more of a high swing speed, and so they're just going to go all out. And that's kind of the name of the game, is figuring out what you're good at and maximizing on that.
I like seeing Tietmeyer's last drive was 205. Not sure if that one stayed in or not, but we're able to see like higher ball speed from Tietmeyer, because the first couple it just looked like he was trying to get him out there. Waiting on a number from Costello. Carter Adams is confirmed OB. Daniel Owen currently is in the lead at 330 yards. If Tietmeyer's 5th ball stayed in play, that was a good ball. It was 205, which I know, like for Tietmeyer right now, that's a center punch drive.
Yeah.
If he's in and around 205 to 207, that's a good number for him. So, and yeah, Rob's a great ball striker, so he should put a lot of balls in play.
.333, so Rob's going to take the lead on this set.
And it is humid right now. It really is. The wind is slightly in the face. It's a west wind right now, but it's 1 mile per hour too. We're looking at the flags right now, there's barely any wind.
No movement.
Slightly into the face. Still waiting on a mark from Mark Costello. Still don't have any numbers. We did have some issues. There's like a little bit of a soup bowl around 340 to 350, and the ball can plug into that bank. So that's why we keep saying 350 is the number to carry it, because you will see some more rollout. So if they're don't have a number currently for Mark Costello. That's my only guess.
Yeah.
Is that there might be a golf ball in and around that area, right around in between 340 and 350.
And we kind of experienced that our first set that we had, group of guys, group one. We were searching for a ball, and that ball made such a big difference.
Yep. Yeah. For Bryce, it got him in. Got him in.
Secured his spot for tomorrow.
So we got Mark Costello at 323, Daniel Owen at 330, and Rob Tietmeyer taking down the set at 330 yards. Carter Adams with no marks. And just looking back at the first set, I mean, Maurice, I don't see him. I currently don't see Maurice, so I'm not sure if he's here or not. So next group, we got Ryan Riesback, Cody Billinghurst, Damon Dooley, and Paul Kewen. This will kind of be like a kind of an idea of like the conditions right now. If Riesback can go 350 or Billinghurst can go 350, there's a number that could be reached in the 360s. But now I'm looking at the flags down the grid, and this is a due east wind. Or no, actually now it's south. It's a south wind.
Which was interesting. I was watching a lot of the guys hit on the range, and they were trying to play a nice little cut. I wonder if that will work for their benefit, or now as the wind has changed, what does that game plan look like?
Billinghurst, most of these guys hit a prototypical cut, a little left to right. So slot number 1 would be an advantage right now. Ryan Riesback being the top seed in this group of 4 hitters is hitting in slot number 1. All hitters get to hit in each slot, which is nice.
Yeah.
So they'll hit in slot 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I think normally the top seed will hit in slot number 4 twice. Let me see here. Yes. Yeah, Kyle hits in slot number 4 twice.
We've got Damon on the board at 328. Got a chance to meet him on the range, and he just seemed very calm, cool, and collected for this set.
Mm-hmm. Cody Billinghurst ended up, I believe he did win the amateur division last year. If there was an amateur division, I know he got into the Worlds. He did. He won the amateur division. The guy's like hitting at 217, 18 miles per hour ball speed, and like, this guy ain't amateur.
Not at all.
But he ended up winning the amateur division last year.
Which is a great way to start. I think if you're interested in long drive, if you want to know what that feels like, finding local qualifiers, finding amateur divisions, really gets you to experience what it's like to be amongst the best.
And that's what GF Sports and Entertainment is working on now, having worldwide competitions, launch monitor competitions, getting more people in the game. And when you start seeing ball speed numbers like Cody Billinghurst as an amateur, I'm using air quotes, at 217, 18 miles per hour, there's probably a good chance you can compete on the professional level, which he has. And he's at 358 yards. Riesback just a little bit below 350. So Billinghurst did get it over that hump, and he's at 358 yards. So Riesback's just going to have to get the ball up in the air just a little bit more in order to get that numbers into the 360s. 204, spun it just a little bit, 142 feet in the air. Getting a little bit more feedback now from FlightScope, who is providing all of the data. The high ball seems to be working just a little bit better right now.
They've got a lot of yards that they have to carry in order to really get to that speed slot. So we'll wait here for the final numbers, but it looks like Cody Billinghurst will take the win on this one.
Yeah, Cody 358, Riesback 345, Damian Dooley 333, and Paul Kewen at 290. Josh Koch is coming up here in slot number 1. Koch with the semifinal finish. He ended up, Martin Borgmeyer got him on the last ball by a yard. I think it was the semifinals. Yeah, semifinals of Mesquite.
It's always fun to watch him. He's done such a great job of really showing the athletic side of long drive with his fitness and his teachings.
Yeah, this grid sets up perfect for Koch. He hits it high and he hits a cut, and he's in slot number 1. So, this grid sets up really good for Koch's game.
He was one of the ones I saw in the gym early this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Getting ready.
Yep. Scott Littlefield in slot number 2, Jeff Brumley in slot 3, and George Nagy in 4. And Brumley's sneaky. He's sneaky fast. Doesn't look like the takeaway's pretty slow, but he's got like lightning fast hands at the bottom. And Brumley can put up some decent numbers here as well. Josh Koch definitely the favorite here, just based off of his ball speed, ball flight. He's in slot number 1. He can carry it 350 yards.
Wow.
And he's healthy. He's healthier.
Last
year he's battling some injuries.
It's also really exciting to see George. He is also playing in the senior division. And so he's a local right down the street. So it's really cool to see the seniors also play in the open division.
Yep. Gavin would have no issues in this division. Eddie Fernandez.
Not at all.
Yeah. But they're conserving their energy for tomorrow, which I always enjoy watching the senior division. These guys are really good.
I mean, they put up some of the similar numbers in the open division. That's why we see them in playing in both.
Yeah, Gavin, it'd be amazing just to see if Gavin just focused on, he's made final 16s in open divisions and then has to go right back and hit in, a senior division. I feel like, he probably would have more world titles, especially in the senior division if he just focused in one division. But, Gavin is, we always say, he drinks from the fountain of youth. 55 years young, he gets to drink Tim Hortons every day. Okay, that's the one thing I said, that if that's a plug, I gotta get sponsored for that one. I'm not Canadian, but by golly, we need some Tim Hortons down in South Florida.
They're good, eh?
Yeah. Scott Littlefield, 354. Koch still working on a number. He's at 343. He needs to get the ball up in the air. I say Koch's miss is going to be a sweeping, left to right. So he needs to tighten up his left to right now.
You saw him kind of back off the ball, kind of readjust, get back in the zone here.
Yeah. But Littlefield's a great competitor as well, a guy that's ran deep at the World Championships. I feel like he's got in the top 32 last year. So.
Yeah, it was great watching him hit some balls on the range. He was definitely hitting very, very high.
Yeah.
So if he can control that, I think he's got a great chance.
Focal, too. When he starts getting dialed in, you'll definitely hear Scott Littlefield yelling. 207 ball speed from Littlefield, 2,200 spin, 255 feet in the air.
In golf, when someone hits a good shot, they normally either spin the club, do the twirl, or do the walk, right? I love in long drive, when someone's hit it, center of the club face, pounded it, you're going to hear some sort of yell or scream.
Yeah, let's go or go.
Let's go.
Seems like the hitters have struggled just a little bit in slot number 1.
Koch not able to get off all the balls, so he will just be playing on 5.
Scott Littlefield takes down the set, 354 yards. Josh Koch, 343. Jeff Brumley, 329. George Nagy at 326. So George Nagy's not going to get much of a break here. He's going to go from slot 4 to slot number 3. We got Cody Billinghurst, Rob Tietmeyer, George Nagy, and Victor Bourget starting off the second set.
As Drake says, back to back.
Back to back. Cody Billinghurst
back.
Takes down a win in the first group. Rob Tietmeyer, Victor Bourget. Ryan Riesback did not win. So we got, Littlefield's going to take the win. So
I think something to watch, especially if the viewers are watching and trying to see how to either get more distance out of their game or, how to straighten up the shot. I think watching that timing from the top of the swing, that little pause and then go. You'll see some people get a little quick and they'll get over or swing over the top of the ball or kind of leave that club face open. So that timing is everything.
So the one thing that I'm looking at right now, you got Kyle that just hit. This is the toughest for him, but this might actually benefit him. He doesn't hit for another 20 something minutes, so he can make an adjustment.
Yeah.
Someone like George Nagy, if he goes OB for 6 balls and he has
Gotta
to
go right back.
get right back in, it's difficult. So now, Kyle's going to make some adjustments here, but he still has, several more minutes until he hits his second group.
Probably definitely on the range.
Yeah, for sure.
Checking some things out.
Cody Billinghurst, Rob Tietmeyer, George Nagy, Victor Bourget. I like calling him Bourget. It sounds way better.
A little bougie.
His family members are like, come on, Bobby, it's Bourget.
It's kind of like Target versus Target.
What do you call it?
Depends how much money's in my bank.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
No, I like Target.
Target is good. It used to be called, I think it was called Richway or Richway, I think. And then it was Target after that. You might not have known that.
No, I didn't know that.
No.
Learn something new every day.
Yep. Victor Bourget, 327. George Nagy, 313. Still waiting on a number from Billinghurst.
Looks like he might have put one in if that's going to be really close to the left side.
Let me take a look at YouTube to see if there's any questions. Turn the volume down. There we go. Here's a comment. Ask as many questions as you want now. I got the phone open.
Oh, Billinghurst. Right down. Oh, kind of fading off just a little bit. Thought that was going to be a good one.
Yeah, this sets up good for Cody.
Bit.
Cody's putting up some decent numbers here right now. Decent numbers being in the, 215 ball speed numbers, and he hits a little bit of a cut. But right now, that's a straight pull, which is good. He just straightens that up. Those are going to be good numbers. And he's won on this grid, so he's got confidence. Hit a lot of golf balls last year. A lot of golf balls. And he qualified. I think he qualified for Worlds and played in the Amateur, and then he played in the Open Division. So,
wow,
he got his money's worth. Him and Colton Kalkanis, who ended up advancing earlier today, are brothers from the north. I feel like that's the only national anthem. Or if I had to sing like anything, I would sing the Canadian national anthem. I feel like that's the only thing that I can sing. Yeah, it is. It's really good. I'm just waiting for the invite. I'm going to Calgary during the Stampede. Maybe the Calgary Flames they're not gonna be they're gonna be out. But yeah, I'll sing a national anthem there. I won't be nervous at all. All right, Billinghurst 365, Nagy 322, Victor Bourget 342. Once again, we're live in Hobe Sound, Florida. This is event number 2 for World Long Drive. Thanks to GF Sports and Entertainment, they acquired the IP for World Long Drive and also the PLDA. And this has got to be the biggest Open Division event ever. 64 hitters.
Completely filled.
Yeah, and we're not missing. We're missing only a few of the best hitters in the world. Tim Burke, Joe Miller, James Tate, Bri Roberts, Jordan Brooks. We're missing Thorne Van Zyl. We're missing Maurice isn't here as of right now, and Emil Rosberg. You got your boys out in New Zealand as well. But this is a star-studded field of the longest hitters of the golf ball on the planet and the fastest guys on the planet. You have Seb Twiddell, 240, Borgmeyer and Berkshire at 239. You got Greg Knoll at 237. You just got Colton Castro that just went 232. It's amazing that these guys just keep pushing the envelope of speed. Really, truly, at the end of the day, that's great, but it has to translate to balls in the grid.
It does.
And which is the most important. Got to put numbers on the board. Cody Billinghurst looking good here to start off his tournament with 2 wins at 400 points after 2 sets.
All right. The grid is clear. That might be my favorite phrase.
Bri Roberts, hello. Now I get to look at everybody here. Yeah, the grid is clear. Swing away. You have essentially the two voices on the PA. You have Mike Ambrose, who did it forever. So I loved hearing him for however many years. My first year was 07, so I always loved hearing Mike Ambrose. it made you like a little nervous because it's like, oh, it's game time. He's calling my name, or
Right.
it's soothing, one or the other. And now you got Seamus Powers, who is now the PA announcer for World Long Drive.
I'd say it's a little bit of both.
Yeah. Alex Blauser, hello. James Tate, hello.
We don't see any balls in the grid yet, but Riesback might have just put one in. 205 ball speed.
Nick Vorbeck's in the chat here. Is DeChambino here? No, he is not. Producer Elon Tuckman is the GOAT. Hey, Elon, you're getting shout outs here.
He typed that himself.
Did he really?
No.
He should have. Yeah, I like that. I mean, like when I post on my personal page, I always write the most obnoxious, like over the top, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's hilarious. Well, anybody that knows me knows that I'm full of poop, right? Right? So.
We need Mark to put one in the grid.
Yeah, Costello's still working on a number here.
He's putting up 220, 215 ball speed every time. We just got to straighten that out just a little bit.
Super fast. But Riesback at 348 currently. He just needs to have a little bit more,
Just
you know, in the
bit.
air, just a little bit. Miss hit right there from Ryan Riesback. He's at 140 club speed, 199 ball speed.
We saw the same in his first set.
Mm-hmm.
Just needs that little push. Hopefully the wind will direct it that way.
Yep. Costello in slot number 1. Looks like he's getting some more tees here. I mean, look at his club speed, 155, 218. So, yeah, Costello just needs to slow it down just a little bit. Little fairway finder.
That's what I was talking about earlier. He's just getting a little bit quick. Oh.
223.7 from Costello. Lightning fast.
We'll see if that one stayed in.
Yeah, Mark made a final 8 last year at the World Championships. But we'll be back right after this. Take it to a commercial break. Introducing World Long Drive International memberships. World Long Drive welcomes all of their international affiliates as part of the World Long Drive family. With an international membership, our worldwide competitors now have the ability to compete in internationally sanctioned World Long Drive events, the ability to earn world ranking points, plus all of the great community membership benefits. Sign up for an international membership today at worldlongdrive.com. All pro memberships include the ability to compete in international World Long Drive sanctioned events. Learn more at worldlongdrive.com. Looking to compete on the World Long Drive Tour for the largest prize purses in World Long Drive history? Pro and amateur members can compete in their respective divisions all summer long as World Long Drive kicks off their 2023 tour. Visit worldlongdrive.com to become a member and view all the registration dates for upcoming tour events.
We are back here in Hobe, South Florida at the Polo Club, one of the best grids that we can find. It is absolutely beautiful. Weather, I would say, is phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. Thanks, Anthony Livingston. I think we're at 9. We got a phenomenal counter. Now we're at 10.
Okay.
But
There's
all right.
a nice little slot there at 350. That's what the goal is, to carry the ball. And right now we've got a great set going. Josh Koch currently in the lead at 343.
We'll take a peek at YouTube right now. Aaron Hoffman, just off of surgery. He's had 7 knee replacements. I think he had his spine taken out and put back in today or whatever. I mean, Aaron Hoffman, he's healthy. He's healthy. He had some nice battle scars. And I slid into his DMs and wrote some funny things. Aaron Hoffman, one of the funniest guys on the planet. He hits the hardest 276-yard drive you'll ever see in your entire life. So, but yeah, no, Aaron is a character, and glad that he's doing well after surgery. Bryce Verplank is here. We were fortunate enough, Mr. Verplank and I, and even Martin, we were out there at the Masters, thanks to the DeChambino letting us be a part of something special. That
Slight flex there.
That was awesome. That was so much fun. But
it's a core memory.
That was really cool. So, but looking at some of these questions and comments, this production's only gonna get better. We started at 8 o'clock, and now it's like 100% better than it was when it first started.
Way
so now
better.
You're gonna see more statistics, more numbers, and it makes it easy for us. And now we have 4 screens that we can see all ball speed data. Koch, 213 right there on his last golf ball at 358. Right now the numbers that we got a east to west grid, and it's a little bit of a slight south wind. So guys that hit a little bit of a cut, or even you hit it in a dead straight, have an advantage right now. Don't want to really turn it over too much right to left. But the key number is 350. If you can carry it 350 yards, you're going to get decent enough rollout. So Josh Koch down at 358, so he ends up taking first there.
Yeah, and he's positioning himself pretty nice.
We saw 500.
A little bit.
500 was the number. I think Bryce Verplank and Wes Patterson had 500 points in seventh, tied for 7th to get in. If you're tuning in for the first time, this is a round robin. 16 hitters. They all hit 5 times in different slots. First place takes 200 points. Second place takes 100. Third takes 50. Fourth place takes 25. And then OB sets are 0.
25 is such an awkward number.
It is.
But you're putting something on the board.
Yep. And that definitely matters later on, round of 16, when you got guys in and around 215 up to 230 miles per hour ball speed, and those OB sets are no good. But right now you can get away with some OB sets, like we talked about. Bryce Verplank having 2 OB sets, took two first and a second, ended up with 500 points. He made it in. And we mentioned Kyle going OB in his first set, and he had probably right around 25 minutes to make adjustments. So curious to see if Kyle comes out of the blocks right here and hits a ball in play.
I bet probably his goal here is just to have one consistent miss, and it looks like he.
Apex 179. I know that Kyle was working on his apex as far as his height, because he was hitting in around 240, 250 feet in the air. Right there is 221.8, 1,797 spin. I believe that ball is in play. Paul Kuhn with the first number on the board at 315.
Definitely in play, because now he is going after it. First ball at 376.
Yeah, so that's the second longest drive of the day so far. The longest drive was from Ryan Gregnall at 378 yards. So that's a humongous number now.
And we're watching Kyle's ball speed go up. We just saw it 222, now 225. He's feeling comfortable. He's got 2 balls in play. Or 1 ball in play.
And that's the thing. That's normally that's the hardest thing, is that when you know that you're faster than everybody on the tee box in your first set, and you kind of guide it just a little bit. I feel like that's probably the hardest set to hit in, is that first one, and because this is a marathon. These guys are going to hit 3 straight days. And but the good thing is they're only hitting 30 balls the next couple days, so they can get after it a little bit. And honestly, these guys are training to swing fast. When they're training, they're swinging fast. So to back off it a little bit is probably a little bit more difficult. Scott Littlefield 337, Paul Kuhn 323, Carter Adams still working on a number. Kyle Berkshire at 376, coming off an OB set.
I'm a fan of Carter's shirt, I must say. Is that some joggers he has on as well? Oh, that sounded pretty good.
But Ryan Gregnall and Kyle have put up the fastest ball speeds of the day so far, to be expected.
Final balls here.
Looks like Kyle likes this one. This one's
Yeah.
right down the middle.
He's got a smile.
197, 220 or 2200 spin. And that's what I'm going to look at from Kyle, because I know that those are some of the modifications that he wanted to make coming into this tournament. Was lower his ball flight, a little bit more spin.
He definitely took that time that he had from set 1 to set 2 to go back there, figure some things out, and make sure that he had it good. All right, well, we're going to go to commercial break
You
here.
can compete for
See
your
you
shot
guys
to
in a
make it
little
to
bit
the World
for
Long
the
Drive
next set.
Championship. With a $25 community membership, you'll get the opportunity to join a local qualifier in your area in hopes of advancing to regionals, a 10% discount on merchandise, and insider access to pre-sales and registrations in the newsletter. Join now at worldlongdrive.com. Looking to compete on the World Long Drive Tour for the largest prize purses in World Long Drive history? Pro and amateur members can compete in their respective divisions all summer long as World Long Drive kicks off their 2023 tour. Visit worldlongdrive.com to become a member and view all the registration dates for upcoming tour events.
This man needs no introduction, right? You are decorated in the sport.
Old man.
Do you feel like you have to keep up with the youngins? Have you changed
Yes.
any equipment? Have you changed any
I've changed my
techniques?
workout routine to, I'm doing a lot more endurance.
Okay.
Because I feel like, especially the World Championships last couple of years, I've run out of gas. And, you know, day 3, day 4. So I really want to, throughout the year, pace myself and kind of build. So I've changed the way I train, is one thing.
Griesbach, one of the greats here in the sport. I mean, he does it all. He literally was helping us set up. He's out here on the tee. Family man, comes from a baseball background, and it's always great to see him on the tee box.
He is a master at multitasking. He
He
came out
is.
here at 3:30 this morning and mowed the entire field. He didn't even have to mow the left side of the
No.
grid, but he got out here on that tractor and just you know.
I thought it was a push.
Yeah, went to Walmart
mower.
and bought 3,000 yards of cords as well. And oh yes, Anthony Livingston, the hostess with the mostest, giving
Thank
us some
you.
food. We are told. I just got a text message from Justine. No eating, Bobby. We got to eat quick during those 30-second commercial breaks, you know.
Want to
So
make sure you guys don't hear any.
I had no idea. I didn't have YouTube or anybody, texting me. I had my phone on silent, and I went back and listened to it. And I was just
a little
crushing,
ASMR.
just crushing food, Something that I learned, but yeah. Justine's right next to us. We can't see her right now, but
Yeah, but we can feel her presence.
if she comes over here, we're in trouble. All right. I don't want to see her for the rest of the day.
All right. I think Griesbach putting one in the grid here.
Yeah, Victor Bourget, Daniel Owens, Ryan Riesbeck, Scott Littlefield. Bourget with 300 points, so a win would put him in a great spot with 2 more sets to go. We're going to the live chat. Let's take a peek.
I think one of the things I've loved about watching Ryan is he's been really consistent. His ball speed's consistent. His swing's been consistent. So, and he's the only one that's on the board right now.
Oh, these comments are great. I missed YouTube. So the first year when we went live in 2021 at the World Championships, there were so many people spamming, and I mean that was insane. It was great. The comments are awesome.
Scott Littlefield putting one in play. Now in the lead at 351. Kind of as you said earlier, he can be sneaky quick.
Yeah, Littlefield's fast. I mean, he's ran deep in these events. I believe this is his 3rd year in the sport. But Victor Bourget putting numbers on the board, which is critical. Not having, not off to a great start per se to start off the set, but he's got a number. So at the worst case scenario, he'll be at 325 points if he doesn't improve.
Yeah. Looks like he's missing it a little bit inside. Got to find the center of that club face.
Yeah. And Berkshire went back-to-back 376 yards. So currently, those are the longest balls of the set. Cody Billinghurst at 365, Josh Koch at 358, Scott Littlefield at 355.
Just hit a good one. We will see if that had any rollout.
Mm-hmm.
the cool thing is these guys can get all the information they need to go back and make some little tweaks because we have Flight Scope out here. And they have been helping make this tour very efficient and effective, and so we will see some more stats coming up here next.
Introducing the new Bridgestone E9 Long Drive, co-designed by world long drive athletes to push the limits of distance. Thanks to extreme ball speed and superior aerodynamic flight. Engineered for you to hit your longest drive. Drive the new E9 Long Drive. Extreme distance for your game.
Who has a target on their back this year?
Kyle Morgan. The belt that's the only goal for this year is to win the belt.
So what's your PR before this, your longest drive?
Longest drive was actually on this grid at 463. I got third in that set.
Oh.
So that's where long drive's a little difficult. But obviously 455 is what probably I'm better known for against West.
What are you looking forward to this season?
Try to get some wins. It's
Okay.
the only thing I'm focused on. There's no moral victories anymore in the sport for me, so I just want W's. That's what I'm looking for.
That was great. We got to hear a little bit from Costello.
Costello. It's a tongue twister.
It is. I can't say that 3 times fast, but we're about to see him hit a few balls here.
Costello, lightning fast. I mean, it just needs to find the grid. I mean, he's the type of guy that can win 3 sets in a row and end up with 650 points. But currently, after 2 sets, he's OB and he has a 50-pointer. So hasn't center punch one yet in the grid, but he's going up. Josh Koch right now and Cody Billinghurst are in slot number 3 and 4. Taking a peek at the wind. It's still left to right.
Andrew Carver is so tall.
He is.
I am shocked we don't see him in the NBA, but that means that he's got a lot of width. So that's exciting to watch his swing because that width helps to generate a little bit more club head speed and distance. If you're able to sync that up. He was hitting some really high ball flights on the range. As I say that. Hits a low burner.
All right, so these guys working on a mark right now. There's Koch's flight that I like to see. A little cutty. It's a miss hit for Koch. A little low, too. Normally when we're seeing, 205, 116 in the air, that's going to be about 343. Put up a number. I don't think he carried it far enough to get to that 350 benchmark, but hopefully I'm wrong. A little bit higher ball flight from Koch, 213.
One's going to take it just a little bit.
I like those numbers better from Koch, but I feel like he's got, like I said, in his terms, a little bit of a little bunt there, about 340-ish.
And this is where awareness of where your competitors' shots are going as well.
Yeah.
Of how many balls have they hit in the grid? Do I need to just hit a dinker on this 4th ball? Get something in the grid, kind of like Josh did.
Yeah, and I said it was 323. That was definitely a miss hit. But this is crazy. We ended up seeing. Did we see a set that was like 318 or something like that? That won the set.
Yeah, I think it was like a 3-0 something, maybe 308,
yeah.
318.
All right, now Josh Koch is currently in the lead at 323. Now he's tied with Andrew Carver.
I was going to say, I think he just put another one in the grid.
This is the number that I like to see from Koch, 150 in the air, 216.6. If this one stays in play down the right side, this one's going to be a big number. This one will be in and around this 360, 370 benchmark, 359. There you go.
Perfect.
Yep.
Great set by those guys. Can't wait to see our new set coming up.
The best long hitters in the world have come for a chance to call themselves a world champion. It's all about power. It's all about accuracy. It's all about cuts. Everyone chased the championship belts.
Catch every single World Long Drive Tour competition right here on the World Long Drive YouTube channel. The Amateur, Senior, Women's, and Open Division Championship will be available on the Golf Channel. To stay up to date on everything WLD, follow us on social at World Long Drive.
Wow, that intro always gets me so pumped up. That might be the thing that will get me out there on the grid.
I mean, you're famous. You're on the promo.
And you're famous because your voice is everywhere.
God bless America.
All right, Kyle's back out here.
All right, so he's going up against Costello. Costello 216. Costello big ball 157, 216. Similar profile to Josh Koch's last ball that went 359. I reckon that's going to be in and around that number.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Maybe even a bit further.
Thanks again to FlightScope for giving us this info. And I said it could have came down to spin rates. Mark Costello at 348, needed to carry it just a little bit more. You know, Koch could have landed at 351, got a 7-8 yards of rollout. But if you don't carry at 350, you will not hit it any farther than that ball just stops. So Berkshire 223 right down the left center of the grid. He likes it, 176 feet in the air. Spins a little low at 1415 in spin. He had 30 yards of movement right to left, so hitting a draw. But that one looked like it's in play. Kyle Berkshire's second ball.
Isn't that crazy when you hit a ball like that and it's not your best?
Yeah. I think he'd be happy with these numbers, though. Like that one, 2,300 spin.
Apex a little bit down.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he worked on the last 3 or 4 weeks. So I was able to watch a bunch because he's living down here in Palm Beach Gardens. Practices at Kelly's 5-star custom golf down in West Palm, so hits a lot of balls. He's looking good here. 156, 224, 2,500 spin, 194. I'm going to say that's the farthest ball he's hit. There's a 379 there, but Berkshire getting dialed back in. Hobe on his first set ends up taking a win. We're looking at Costello right now at 348 yards. This is a big set for Costello.
Big set. 221 ball speed there.
And the good thing about Costello is that he takes second place. He'll have 150 points. He can still go win and maybe a second still get in. But Costello, him and Kyle are the fastest guys in this bracket of 16 hitters. 222.4, 74 feet in the air from Costello, 1,700 spin. Berkshire, 385 yards. So yeah, that the fourth ball that Kyle hit was about 190 feet in the air, 2,500 spin. So he's got that figured out because what was happening with a lot of the guys, over compressing the golf ball just a little bit, hitting it too high. Landing angles were coming down, like literally falling out of the sky, not generating enough spin. We saw that as well in the ladies' division. Sandra Carberg, Gabby Powell. You just saw the balls kind of falling out. So they're all of these athletes, these world champions, they're going to make adjustments. The best hitters in the world are going to make adjustments to that golf ball. This is only the third time that they've hit this, but this ball flies really, really well. It's a very straight golf ball, and the game is about adjustments. It's kind of similar to like NASCAR or Formula One racing. Like you see all these little tweaks that these athletes and teams are making, and you can see the adjustments being made. Kyle Berkshire, 368, 379, 385, 368, 375.
Incredible set there. And yeah, to your point, every little thing matters.
Yep.
When you're at this height and at this point in your career, from even your shoes makes a huge difference.
Yep. A game of adjustments. So Berkshire, after going Hobe the first set, takes 2 wins in the second and third round. He'll be at 400 points and cruising. I mean, he's cruising in and around. It looks like 223 to 225 mile per hour ball speed, and
we know he has more.
Yeah, he launched it a little bit higher too. 220, 250 is not going to get it done. I mean, we did see Colton Casto, who is a prototypical high hitter, that hit a ball, I believe, like 220 feet in the air that went in the 360s. But, yeah, I remember vividly a couple shots in Mesquite where, like, Justin James was, like, 218, 220, 170 feet in the air, and that ball just rode out. So But yeah, you're seeing a lot of these guys making that adjustment, especially in height and launch with this golf ball.
Which is a golf ball that even you, if you're watching, can go get at
Yeah.
like a Dick's Sporting Goods and see how you can compete against these guys. Might even go buy yourself a Flight Scope or Mevo.
I think they just gave us the discount. All right, if you buy 45 Flight Scopes, you get 1% off after that.
1%.
Let me see, did we get the thumbs up from Flight Scope? Okay,
Yep,
that's
got
the
the
deal.
thumbs
Yep.
Perfect.
Type in the code Hobe Sound for 1% off on your next Flight Scope if you buy 45.
Make
Jeff?
sure. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Jeff Brumley, Paul Q, and Rob Tietmeyer, and still Maurice Allen has not made it to the grid.
Unfortunately, I don't think we'll see him today.
Yeah, miraculously he might come out the last two sets and
And win it,
get in
take
with
it
the
all.
400. You
Yeah.
never know.
That would be great.
Tietmeyer just throwing strikes. 202 right down the middle. 164 feet in the air, 1,782 spin from Rob Tietmeyer.
Cruise control for him.
Yeah.
Like I said, got to see he and his wife on the range, and they didn't have the girls with them today. So I asked if it was a date, and they were like, "Yep, this is a date."
I got T-ball tonight. Getting ready for
With
the
the
playoffs.
CEO?
Oh yeah.
Are you coaching
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah, I'm at home plate, so I got the tee, and you'll see like these 5 and 6 year old kids just. Some of them are like ultra nervous or they're anxious to hit, and I got to go up there and try to calm a 5-year-old down. It's awesome though. I always tell them, right when they hit, they better run because I'm gonna catch them. If not, it really thoroughly is, and it's just enjoyable.
Yeah.
And they always say the parents are nuts. They are nuts, but it's all good.
It's all good. It seems that also baseball is the way of long drive. A lot of these guys out here have including yourself, an incredible baseball career.
Yeah. I mean,
you were drafted.
Yeah,
when?
at a high school in
Right out of
1999.
high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Justine she's in my dome. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say I put product in my beard. I wasn't gonna say the actual name of the product that I put in my beard, but I got some grays in these. I got power alleys in my chin.
It's okay. You don't have to put product, but you do have a little cheese.
I might have cheese on my face. We had a little break. We can talk about these delicious breakfast sandwiches that were just given to us from Anthony Livingston.
You have to come over here to the Hobe Sound Polo Club if you want breakfast and to see the longest hitters hit. And we will see you guys back after this break.
You can compete for your shot to make it to the World Long Drive Championship. With a $25 community membership, you'll get the opportunity to join a local qualifier in your area in hopes of advancing to regionals, a 10% discount on merchandise, and insider access to pre-sales and registrations in the newsletter. Join now at worldlongdrive.com. Catch every single World Long Drive Tour competition right here on the World Long Drive YouTube channel. The Amateur, Senior, Women's, and Open Division Championship will be available on the Golf Channel. To stay up to date on everything WLD, follow us on social at World Long Drive.
What are you looking forward to for this season?
Doing really well, improving, cracking some top 16s, hopefully some top 8s. You get to the top 8 and anything's possible. That's always the goal. Yeah, that's always the goal.
Who are you looking to beat this year?
I'd like to beat Josh Koch.
Okay.
He's also in Milwaukee, and we hit together a lot. So I would just like to be able to hold that over his head. And then Martin, too, the defending champion.
I can see
He's got a
that.
target on his back.
He does. That could be a really good head-to-head. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Wow, looks like Josh Koch has a target out on his back, as well as everyone. As everyone's trying to compete to hold that trophy on Sunday, but they've got to make it through these rounds just to get to the rounds of 32 tomorrow.
Just saw Victor Bourget, or as I call him, Victor Bourget from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Him and Josh Koch, good friends. Josh kind of splits his time in Wisconsin and Orlando. So that They're boys. They get to hang out from time to time. So you got Josh Koch, Victor Bourget, Mark Costello, and Paul Kuhn. Huge set here for Costello. I'm going to say worst case scenario, he has to take a second place to be mathematically still in this tournament. Costello, the fastest guy on this tee box right now.
You know, one of the coolest things about Josh is that he also teaches people.
Yep.
So he was out here yesterday giving a little tips to some of the guys, but also he's coached a lot of the women and even LPGA players. So
he's a smart guy.
That's incredible.
He's got a high IQ of about 190. Mark Costello with a laser right down the middle. Just got to get the ball up just a smidgen. That's it. I do think Costello's third ball was farther. That ball, he had great numbers. I mean,
What are you
the only
looking
thing that
forward
I'm looking
to
at
for
with
this?
Costello that he might have to make changes on is just his ball, is the height of the golf ball. A little bit lower. We're seeing guys that are 170, 180, 190 hitting, longer drives. Like Kyle's last ball that went 385 was 194 feet in the air. 2,500 spin as well. And Costello, if just by chance Victor Bourget and Mark Costello tie and they're in first, they're going to chop up 300 points. So they'll have 150 points apiece. Koch still working on a number here.
Might have just put that one in the grid. We'll see here. That fourth slide is kind of difficult, especially when you hit it left to right.
And right now, Koch knows that he just has to hit one ball and play.
I
think he hit that last one in. But you're seeing a lot of movement. That was a big old turbo cut there from Koch. But it's a number, and honestly, that's all he needs.
308.
Yeah, he'll be at 3, or he'll be at probably 308's possible. But it's a number that'll put him at 525, and he still has a set to go. So Koch just trying to put a ball in play right now, and it is, you got to conserve some energy. This is a 3-day tournament. And we figured it would be 108 swings total.
Yeah.
In order to win the tournament.
Waiting for a few numbers here. And I was really looking forward to seeing Maurice today. I wanted to hear a 2 clap.
Yeah, the last time we saw him was last year. Ended up got to the semifinals. Know that he had some injuries with his hand a couple of years before that. Speaking of T-ball, I'm getting text messages. Me and the coach, the lineup today. It's a big game. It's a big game.
The lineup's important, and we just are getting in the final number for Josh Koch at 365.
Yep.
What a ball.
Yeah, I mean, he should be hitting it that far. Yeah, like right now, the thing that Josh needs to work on is his movement left to right. He's just taking up too much real estate left to right, which he's a pro. He's one of the best on the planet at what he does. This grid sets up perfectly for him. He just needs to tighten up his left to right. And we will see him deep into a tournament later on. I reckon we will see him on Sunday. Costello is going to tie Victor Bourget, it looks like, and they will chop up 150 points, which would be 75. So let's take a look at Costello. He would be at 225. There's still an outside chance if he wins. He would be at 425. We've seen guys advance with 375s, and we've seen guys get bounced at 500 points. Yeah. So not saying that Costello is mathematically out as of yet, but he's definitely on the outside looking in. He would definitely need to take a win in order to give himself a chance. But you look at guys like Tietmeyer. Tietmeyer just has to put a ball in play. Riesbach's got put a couple balls in play. There's an absolute logjam at 400 points right now. And so the bubble is going to be – it's going to be lower. It's definitely going to be lower. So it's going to be like against like Mark Costello, Andrew Carver. I mean, we still have Daniel Lowen that's got 2 sets to go, Damon Dooley, George Nagy, Jeff Brumley. And Maurice hasn't showed up yet. So, I mean, I'm probably going to say he's not going to come.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Ryan in that 4th spot.
Riesbach just needs to put some balls in play. Takes a second place. He'll have 500 points. And then, Andrew Carver's got multiple sets to go as well. at 300 points. So currently Josh Koch, you'll see him later. Scott Littlefield just needs to hit one in play. Berkshire needs to put a couple in play. Cody Billinghurst. I feel like Berkshire, Cody Billinghurst, Victor Bourget, Ryan Riesbeck, and Tietmeyer just need to hit a couple balls and play the next few sets, and they should be good. This is where hitting balls in play are critical.
So would you transition into your golf swing here, or just keep doing long drive swing?
I
If you
never
have to put it in the
wavered.
play.
I wasn't fast enough.
Okay, yeah.
I just need to hit a lot of balls in play.
Ryan, turn it over just a little bit too much.
Go to YouTube, see what they're saying here.
All right.
When we talk about
Think he's
dress
got it.
codes today, I'm curious to see if Bobby Ray's going to be wearing the.
Cutoffs.
Yeah, it's a good look for him.
I like it.
I like it. Because it gives me more to talk about him, you know.
This is a 3-day event. We're starting today with our top 64. Tomorrow, round of 32, not 13. Then we'll go to 16 and keep dwindling down until we get to our winner on Sunday. So make sure you tune in every single day right here. We'll be live. Or if you're in the area, come on down to Hobe Sound Polo Club.
Yeah, the food's delicious, too. Good setup. Once again, tip of the cap to Anthony Livingston, the host here. Polo season is over. I live in Wellington, which is like the equestrian capital of the world, and they finished up about a week and a half ago. And it's nice and quiet where I live, but it's a madhouse, for about 4 or 5 months. But this is a beautiful turf field, Bermuda grass for 800 yards. I mean, this place is absolutely enormous.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like this is the first time in a while that no one hit one ball in play.
I haven't seen this.
So Riesbeck put himself in a little tough situation there where he went OB. He's still going to have 400 points, but a bunt.
A
Would've been
3-wood. A 5-iron.
A 2-iron.
A 2-iron.
I believe the minimum yardage today is 280 yards.
Wow. Oh, Riesbeck got one in
There
play.
you go.
At
Win.
325.
Yep.
Sometimes, as we've seen today, that's all it takes.
No. And these are not similar conditions to like Mesquite or Denver. I mean, this is probably, as far as conditions go, the toughest is distance.
For sure.
And we're at sea level. It's humid. It's wet.
Majority of these numbers are carrying.
Yep. So if you're hitting it in the 360, 370s, 380s, those are absolute bombs. And if you're looking right now, you can see the flag slightly into the face. It's not much, though. Riesbeck takes down the set, so he's safely in. He'll be in the round of 32 tomorrow. Andrew Carver, Damon Dooley, Scott Littlefield, Rob Tietmeyer. Tietmeyer needs to put a ball in play, which if there's anybody in this group that I had to put my money on to put a ball in play, it's going to be Rob Tietmeyer.
Without it out.
Yep.
Silky smooth swing.
Yep. 201. I've seen him get up to 205. So if he hits a ball, 160, 70 feet in the air at 205, I'd love to see a number what that actually produces from that golf ball.
Scott Littlefield gets a hold of one. He could easily take this as well.
Taking a peek at some of these ball speed numbers, it looks like Littlefield probably is the fastest on this tee box here. So we do have some numbers on the board. Tietmeyer's in the lead at 337. Damon Dooley's at 329, and Scott Littlefield's at 324. Andrew Carver's still working on a number here. Rob Tietmeyer, slot number 4, being keyed in right now. A little bit of a little pull.
Andrew Carver now on the board Man, I love looking at his swing because if he just gets a little bit more efficient, he could really bomb it. It's got
Well,
so
that's
much width.
interested to see, Seb Twiddell hit here in a little while. Seb being 6'6", 260 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if he's going to go with the golf swing or he's been training doing like a little he sets his hand at the top and then he, brings it back like halfway and then goes into his swing, which obviously produces some insane club speed. So Seb Twiddell, he almost hit 170 mile per hour in club speed on TrackMan, and he ended up going 240.8. So we said the speed limits have gone up, especially over the last month. We have the honor and privilege to be with Gabby Powell, who hit a 417-yard pitching wedge at the Masters. I was able to see that. And we got Hannah Liner. Pow Pow and the Cuban Missile. Hello. I'm so proud of them. I've known them since they were the same height, FIU grads. Hannah normally goes out and shoot like a 68 when she plays. Gabby hits it, wedges. That was hilarious. That
was great to see.
So it was Adam Svensson, Bryson DeChambeau, and Sergio Garcia playing in the par 3, and Gabby's carrying the bag for Adam. And she's just got like this permanent smile on her face. It's hilarious. Like she's like, I was so nervous, whatever. But she gets up on number 9, and I'm on the back side of the green, and she gets up and hits it, and just nukes it. Hits an absolute laser.
She saw you, and she was like,
we all got to see each other like that week. That was cool. Like, got to see a lot of the players, got to interact with them as well. But Gabby made us proud. She didn't hit it in the water. She hit it like 9 miles over the green, and I know that her post from World Long Drive got hundreds of thousands of views, and I wish my account wasn't suspended. So I felt like I would have got a couple million on mine, but hers, I know she has a couple million views on that video.
I'm excited to see her compete later this weekend.
Yeah. Gabby had a couple runner-ups last year in her rookie debut, and we got some fresh faces out there. But Monica Living is an absolute monster. She's so good. Her swing's stupidly efficient. Hits a great ball flight, and her and Phyllis were extremely impressive. They were by far the fastest there. I saw Sandra catch up. She had a couple golf balls, 172 to 174 mile per hour. But Sandra Phyllis and Monica were like, I think 183 was like the ball speeds, and that's fast. You didn't get to compete against Kanani Lodge, but Kanani was up in the 190s. It'd have been nice to see her come out and compete as well. But there's a lot of horsepower in all these divisions. Everybody's pushing the limit.
Hopefully she'll be able to get out here. I know she's got some things going on, and we're all rooting for her.
Yep. Kyle Berkshire, slot number 4. Let's see how slot 4 treats him.
This will be the last set.
Yep.
Got one more.
Yeah, this is the fourth group here, our fourth set. Kyle Berkshire is the fourth group in the fourth set.
And he will be in the same position.
Slot number 4.
For the next set. So this is great practice as well. Not that he needs it.
He needs to hit balls in play, and I've been watching a lot of golf balls flying from all these different athletes, but I know Kyle's, if he had one slot that he wouldn't want to pick, would be slot number 4. Yep. And he's going back-to-back in slot number 4. So, seeing him put a couple balls in play here would be important for him. Right now, he just needs a bunt just to put numbers on the board. So, Riesback got in with like a 320-something.
Yep. That one looks good.
220, a little bit of a miss hit from Kyle, spun it at 2,700.
A little bit of a draw.
161 feet in the air. We saw balls like that from Costello, too, that were going about 340, 350. But that one said that it carried 355 on flight scope technology. Not sure if that one stayed in play or not. Kyle right now I know right now he just wants a number on the board. Cody Billinghurst with the only number on the board right now at 343, Berkshire 225.9, 1,400 spin, not too much spin, heights 175, sweeping across the grid. Kyle Berkshire at 347. So yeah, that was a miss hit. And that it came down to spin. Like that ball didn't spin at all. So and we'll say it again, I know that Kyle's focus was spin. He needed more spin, and he needed to lower his launch.
Yeah.
And his best ball was 2,500 spin, 194 feet in the air.
So we're on a point system here. First place gets 200. Looks like that might be Kyle. Second place with 100. Right now, that is Billinghurst. Third place with 50. Fourth place with 25. Every point matters.
It does.
We will see. This has been such an eventful group. Earlier this morning, we had some guys come out and put some numbers up.
Yeah, Colton Casto and Ryan Gregnall, but to be expected. Those are two guys in the 230 club, and funny enough, Gregnall had on TrackMan the world record for like a day or two, and then Seb had it for like 6 hours. But
I said
Martin's really good. Martin should be a professional poker player if he's not a long driver, because it's almost it's impossible to read him, and he's really good at I guess keeping secrets. And he ended up going 239.3. Said nothing about it. He did his 20-minute YouTube on the progression of speed of hitting 230, and he did a really good documentary. And Kyle ended up going 236.8 later on in the day after Seb went. But a really interesting 72 hours where ball speed records are being broken left and right.
Yeah, we've got two more groups coming up after this. At 12:30, we will see Group 3 go off. And at 2:30, we will see Group 4 going off. We've got some other. Martin will be in Group 3. Group 4, we've got some other great people that's going to tee it up. Try to see who's in this group. Andrew Fernandez, Reed Russell, Will Hogue, Bobby Ray. We might get to see the cutoff sleeves later today.
Who knows what he's going to wear.
And then from there, we will see who will advance to round 2 of 32.
Cody Billinghurst, Kyle Berkshire chop up 300 points. There is a tie, so they both will get 150 points apiece. So it puts them in, they're safely in 550 points. All right, so the bubble currently is 350 points. I feel like a 400 is going to get in. It's going to be close. So Costello has to win. Costello would have 425 points if he wins his set. Victor Bourget. If Victor Bourget takes second place, he's in. If Andrew Carver wins, he's in. Andrew Carver, huge set for him here. He needs to take a W. He takes a W, he's going to be safely into the round of 32. So let's key in on Andrew Carver as of right now at 350 points. He is currently on the bubble in 8th. So putting a ball in play is critical.
We're going to see these ball speeds be anywhere from your 190 to 200.
Yep.
They're all kind of similar. So this is going to be a great set to see who just puts it in the grid. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah, Carver putting a lot of balls in play right now. And he matched up the first set. Maurice isn't here. You have Kyle, then went OB. Victor Bourget takes the lead, but that 100 points is critical for him right now. He's at 350 points. It's a lot better than being at 275, or whatever it may be. So that's why it's important, especially if you're not the fastest guys on the planet. Just keep putting balls in play. And one of the guys that was really, really good at that was the guy that played in the Masters last week. Bryson was, maybe 10 mile per hour slower than everybody, but he was steadily at like 212 to 214 and just hammering the grid. And the beauty of long drive is if you get to the final 8, anybody's got a chance to win.
Anything can happen. And it's actually kind of hard to keep that ball speed, that swing speed consistent throughout 3 days.
Yeah.
And so that in itself is, like you say, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah. And like Reed Russell, who took second last tournament, Reed wasn't at his top end speed, but he was in and around 216 to 218, and that was good for the competition last time in March. But
we've got Andrew Carver, the only one on the board as of now. And we've seen this kind of happen all day today of sometimes all it takes is just to get one in the grid. All right, we're seeing some more numbers. Final balls coming up here. These are big.
Yeah, so Andrew Carver takes a W. He would have 550 points. So Victor Bourget would be on the bubble. So he would have to just put one ball in play. Victor Bourget and Mark Costello would have to tie him, or he'd have to win. So yeah, Victor Bourget takes third place or better. He's in.
We'll see. We'll see what happens here soon. We'll see you guys after break.
Introducing World Long Drive International memberships. World Long Drive welcomes all of their international affiliates as part of the World Long Drive family. With an international membership, our worldwide competitors now have the ability to compete in internationally sanctioned World Long Drive events, the ability to earn world ranking points, plus all of the great community membership benefits. Sign up for an international membership today at worldlongdrive.com. All pro memberships include the ability to compete in international World Long Drive sanctioned events. Learn more at worldlongdrive.com. Looking to compete on the World Long Drive Tour for the largest prize purses in World Long Drive history? Pro and amateur members can compete in their respective divisions all summer long as World Long Drive kicks off their 2023 tour. Visit worldlongdrive.com to become a member and view all the registration dates for upcoming tour events.
All right, and we are back here at Hobe Sound, Florida at the Polo Club. It has been a phenomenal day. We've got another phenomenal.
It's 11.
11?
Now it's 12.
And we are on the second to last group of the day. This is going to make a big difference here, these last two groups, to see who will get in the top 8 to move on to the final 32 tomorrow.
Taking a peek at the YouTube chat. Is Tony Corvey? I guess if Tony's tuning in. Tony Corvey out of Connecticut. Nick Vorbeck. I mean, it looks like Nick is typing at about 300 words a minute.
Wow.
Nick, if you teach seminars, can you please teach me and my son how to type faster? Aaron Hoffman is in the chat room.
Thanks for all the engagement you guys are giving.
Yeah, we got 304 people on right now. Carter Adams, Damian Dooley, Jeff Brumley, Victor Bourget. Victor Bourget needs to take third place or better in order to be in. So he is currently on the bubble. So just say Bourget goes OB, Costello can sneak in there with a win, but Bourget just needs to hit a ball and play. Jeff Brumley at 352. So Jeff Brumley is mathematically out. Damon Dooley is mathematically in. If Bourget went OB and he won and Costello didn't win, they would have a playoff. But Damon Dooley needs to add another 28 yards to his drive in order to win the set to get the 400. But Victor Bourget slams that door if he hits one ball in play.
That was a big hit. Don't think it's going to get that extra 20 or so yards. Carter puts everything into his swing. I think if you watch him after every shot, he's going to take a little spin or a jump. His whole body's going into it.
Currently, Josh Koch, Scott Littlefield, Ryan Riesbeck, Rob Tietmeyer, Kyle Berkshire, Cody Billinghurst, Andrew Carver are in. There are three guys currently that have a chance to get in. Victor Bourget needs to hit a ball and play. If Victor Bourget takes third place, he's in. No one else can beat him, so Costello would be out. But currently, Victor Bourget does not have a number on the board. He's got 332 yards, which takes him into second place. So right now, Mark Costello is mathematically out of the tournament if no one improves.
All right. We will see what happens in this next set and see who gets in right after the break. And we're back. We've got a fun group here,
Well,
if we can see them.
well, we can say he hasn't gone out of bounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or no, he hasn't hit. Yeah, he hasn't gone OB yet.
We didn't have the opportunity to see Maurice Allen hit today. Hope all is well with him.
Yeah, absolutely. We always talk about the ghost players. They didn't go OB all year.
Yeah.
They didn't have ball in play either, but Scott Littlefield, Cody Billinghurst, Mark Costello, everybody, or Mark Costello is mathematically out. So he cannot improve on his seeding besides, taking 9th place.
Yeah. It's definitely, when you know that you're out, it's a great time to kind of work on some things that you would never work on the grid, because the grid's so different than the practice range.
Yeah, I just Costello just off by a little bit. Plenty fast enough, putting up really really big numbers and just missing just slightly.
And this grid's what, maybe 60 yards wide?
Yeah. Yep, we got a south wind right now, so it's a little left to right.
A little left to right.
I like this ball from Cody Billinghurst, 2,600 spin, 192 feet in the air, 208. So curious to see how far that one goes. We see a 349 on the board. Just needs a little bit more ball speed to carry it farther, because those numbers were similar to Kyle's, and Kyle ended up going 385 with a similar ball flight, but it was,
Cody put
16, 17 miles per hour faster.
At 213, a little high.
Billinghurst at 213 ball speed now. Still working on a number from Costello in slot number 4. The field has been set for the round of 32 in the second group of hitters today. Josh Koch, Scott Littlefield, Ryan Riesbeck, Rob Tietmeyer, Kyle Berkshire, Cody Billinghurst, Andrew Carver, and Victor Bourget will make the round of 32. So half the field has made it to Saturday's round. And we still have 32 more hitters to go.
Group 2 is definitely a fun group to watch. A lot of these rounds were just hitting one ball in the grid would have done it. And we will have the pleasure of seeing George again for the seniors division. It'll be fun to watch and see how he does against that competition.
Yeah, you got Eddie Fernandez, 2-time Masters World champ, defending champ. You got Jeff Gavin. You got Robbo, who made his senior debut in Mesquite, took 2nd place to Gavin.
And that is it for round 2. We will see you guys here soon for group 3.
We still have one more.
You can compete for your shot to make it to the World Long Drive Championship. With a $25 community membership, you'll get the opportunity to join a local qualifier in your area in hopes of advancing to regionals, a 10% discount on merchandise, and insider access to pre-sales and registrations in the newsletter. Join now at worldlongdrive.com. Looking to compete on the World Long Drive Tour for the largest prize purses in World Long Drive history? Pro and amateur members can compete in their respective divisions all summer long as World Long Drive kicks off their 2023 tour. Visit worldlongdrive.com to become a member and view all the registration dates for upcoming tour events.
We're back in Hobe Sound. Tour event number 2 for World Long Drive. Thanks to GF Sports and Entertainment for acquiring World Long Drive and the PLDA. We have more electronics and a KISS concert. We have, data upon data upon data in front of us. This is great. Got Kyle Berkshire here in slot number 4. I'd like to see Kyle hit. He did go 5 out of 6 in play in his 3rd set, but I'd like to see him hit 3 or 4 in play on psychology for him. It's like, I know that he struggled in slot 4.
Just to build up just a bit. This is going to be a really fun group. We've got all these guys are already in. It's going to be fun to see them kind of put some high swing speeds up.
So always the last group of the round robin is the highest seeds. So you got Tietmeyer, Riesbeck, Koch, and Berkshire. Every one of these guys have made Final 8s at World Championships. Kyle Berkshire with 2 World Championships. Koch with Tour wins. Riesbeck with Tour wins. I feel like Tietmeyer's won around. It might have been under a different organization, but Tietmeyer's got wins under his belt as well, and a guy that you always see there late in tournaments. Hits a lot of balls in play, does a lot of corporate and charity exhibitions, which helps him with his accuracy.
Yeah.
Berkshire 225.3, 2,800 spin, 207 in the air. Carry distance 373 on that last ball.
Wow.
But he looks nice and composed right now. I mean, he's cruising right around 225. So him and Costello has been consistently the fastest guys, but Costello ended up not hitting as many balls as he wanted to in play. He'll regroup. But Kyle's just cruising at 225 right now.
Back to back.
Yep.
He's just having a time right now.
384.
You see him kind of working on that right shoulder, arm.
Yeah, he's just trying to get a little bit more width and getting his hands to set. Like I said, I've watched him prepare for events. I feel like this is the most he's ever prepared for a tournament, including the World Championships. I mean, he wanted to make adjustments based off of his performances at the World Championships and in Mesquite last month. So Kyle looks nice and composed right now, working on spin and launch. We're looking at his height of his golf ball is about 180, 190 feet. He just went 390 yards, so now he's hit the 4 longest balls of the tournament so far.
Got 390 on the board.
384, 390, 384. Berkshire cruising at 225.9. His last 4 balls have been 225 miles per hour, 175 feet in the air, 1,700 spin. And that's one thing I can guarantee you. Kyle will look at every single one of these balls hit this afternoon and really make any changes. He's practiced for 4 weeks to get these numbers. That's his fastest ball so far that I've seen at 227.6 mile per hour. But Kyle Berkshire ended up hitting 3 out of 6 balls in play. Koch, not sure what the number as of now, has no number. Tietmeyer 348, Riesbach 356.
And that's one of the things that you see out of people that are the greatest in their sport is that they're not scared to change something up or work on something that for a little bit they might have a little difficulties of being at that top, but when they come back, they're better than ever. And that's like the consistency that we see in all sports of the greatest. And so it's really cool to see him continuing to work and get better and find the little things that's going to make a big difference.
Well, those little things are critical, especially with the fastest guys in the world. They had to make adjustments, I mean, Martin, Kyle, Regnall, Colton. I mean, Colton's been really, really consistent with this golf ball. But, maybe over-compress a little bit. Maybe they spin it too much. Maybe they're hitting it too high. Maybe they're not spinning it enough. And, they're here to make adjustments, and you're starting to see this golf ball fly because of the changes that they had to make in order to hit the golf ball farther.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun watching that last group. Kyle Berkshire putting up one of the largest of the day, and we are done with Group 2. We will see Group 3 at 12:30, and we will see you guys in a little bit.